It's a new month, Gemini. It's actually October 2022. Dodici here to give you the inside information on what's happening to your sun sign. If you know the lunar sign or your rising sign, you can apply some of what I'm saying to that. I'm going to start the wheel moving here, and it's important to note that straight off the bat on the 2nd, your ruling planet, Mercury, down here, which has been retrograde for some time now, you've been crossing your fingers. Yep, there it is on the 2nd. It goes stationary and starts to move forward to join these other 2 points here, the Sun and Venus, in your creative 5th house. That's an important combination. Mercury's going to follow suit there, and it's going to start picking up speed very, very quickly. So a lot of energy here in your 5th house. That's bringing your mind and your heart into the zone where you want to achieve something of note. By the way, that 5th house is a romantic house. It's a bit of a problem with Venus being so close to the Sun. It can burn up the energy. You can waste a lot of time and resources on people, false hopes. Why? Because Venus rules your 12th house. Gemini, 12th house, pardon me, has to do with waste, and that can be in the form of money or time or other sorts of emotional and mental resources. Be very, very careful. You're a little impulsive still. You've had this strong, vibrant Mars transiting through your sun sign, depending on which date in Gemini you're born. This, especially for those born in late Gemini, Mars is going to be impacting you a lot more. I've got an important full moon, my apologies, as you can see there on the 10th, which is activating this 5th house of love affairs, creativity, and being in the 11th house of social activities with a retrograde Jupiter there. There's a lot going on in your social life, especially in this middle part of the month. Even though the moon has transited out of there by the 11th or 12th, you'll notice that Mercury, Venus and Sun are still casting their energies on this part of the horoscope as well. So I dare say some of your creative activities and resources are still going to go into your social networking. Later in the month, you'll notice Jupiter going to move out of this 11th house. It's going to reduce some of the intensity of Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of partnership, relationship and marriage there in the 11th house. And being retrograde, you're having second thoughts about some of the people that you are dealing with. So that's going to move back. I'm not going to jump the gun on that. I want to focus a little more on this area where you've got these 3 planets moving still through that 5th house. And the next big aspect here, let me have a look at the dates here on my list. I want to take a look at this. You've got the Sun, Venus, trining Mars. Mars is the 6th house. This is your work. You can see there's a strong connection here between your work activities, your dynamic effort. 6th house is effort, along with the 3rd house, especially there on the 19th. These planets, the Sun and Venus, giving, there it is there, the blue line, additional effort. And that's a fortifying aspect or a free flow of energy, showing a lot more dynamic, creative power for what you are doing. It's also got to do with children. It's got to do with the way you convey your communication to those children there by the fact that Mercury is there. And the energy's building up at this time. You'll notice that very quickly these planets are going to shift into that 6th house of your horoscope here, the sign of Scorpio. The 23rd of October, both Venus and the Sun will move into this area. Venus and the Sun seem to be staying very, very close to each other, as Venus is in rather quick motion there. And there we see on the 25th, the moon will make its way into this area to form that new moon solar eclipse in the 6th house of your horoscope. Now, I'd be a little concerned there by some of the people that you have working with you. There may be some disputes. The new moon always shows a fresh chapter beginning in your life. So there may be some understanding that's unraveling, being revealed to you at this time. And that has to do in close proximity of your work, with the people that you work with or those that work under you or for you. As I've said to a couple of other star signs this month, the 6th house has to do with your health. There could be stress mainly, pardon me, as a result of the way in which, the manner in which you work with those people. So it's very, very important to, put a lid on it, keep you cool. You see, Mercury is a communicative planet, moves in there on the 30th. Jupiter's moved out, as I said, on the 28th. That shifts a lot of the energy back into the career area of your horoscope, your prestige, your achievements, but also the way in which you deal with the people that you work with. There's more on your month at astrology.com.au. I'd love you to go over there and take a look at those transits and the interpretations that I have left out at this time. You'll get more information there. You're more than welcome to drop me a line. Don't forget to book your reading for the coming 12 months. I can give you a personal insight into what's going on rather than the general sort of overview, which in a sense can only skim the surface unless we have your exact time and place of birth. Subscribe, and I'll be back next month. Take care now. Bye-bye.